Everybody told you Texas was the safe bet. Move here, buy cheap, watch your equity grow. No state income tax, a booming economy, houses you could actually afford. That was the pitch, and for a few years, it worked. But right now, in 2026, there are Texas cities where home prices are falling, not slowing down, not flattening, falling. People who bought 2 or 3 years ago are sitting on houses worth less than what they paid. Sellers are cutting prices and still waiting months for an offer. And the places where this is happening are not small, dying towns. They are cities that were supposed to be the future. 6 Texas cities where home prices are crashing right now, and why the correction might be worse than you think. Number 6, San Antonio. Population almost 1.5 million, 4th largest city in Texas. And the market here has quietly softened in a way that most people outside the state have not noticed. The problem is overbuilding. During the pandemic boom, developers went all in on San Antonio. New subdivisions popped up on the north side, the west side, and the far south. The assumption was that the wave of people moving to Texas would fill it. For a while they did. Then interest rates climbed past 6%, and suddenly the math stopped working for a lot of buyers. The houses kept coming, but the buyers slowed down. Median prices have dipped. Inventory has climbed. Homes are sitting on the market longer than they have in years. Sellers who listed at 2022 prices are getting reality checks. The deals are there if you are buying, but if you bought 2 years ago expecting appreciation, you are looking at a flat line or worse. San Antonio is not crashing hard, but the momentum has completely stalled in a city that was supposed to be on an upward trajectory forever. Stalling in Texas is the first step towards something uglier. Number 5, Frisco, north of Dallas, population around 230,000, one of the poster children of the Texas boom. Corporate headquarters, new stadiums, master-planned communities, top-rated schools. For the past decade, Frisco could do no wrong. Home prices climbed every single quarter. People were buying before construction even finished. That era is over. The builders overbuilt. There is now so much new inventory in Frisco and the surrounding Collin County area that supply has outpaced demand. Multiple subdivisions have homes sitting empty. Sellers are cutting prices to compete with brand new construction down the street and losing. Why would someone buy your 3-year-old house when they can get a brand new one from a builder offering rate buy-downs and closing cost credits? Homes in Frisco are still expensive. Median prices remain above $500,000, but the trajectory has reversed. Year over year, prices are flat or declining depending on the neighborhood. And for a city where the entire identity was built on growth and appreciation, that reversal hits differently. Number 4, New Braunfels, between Austin and San Antonio on Interstate 35. We covered this city in our growth video. It nearly tripled in population over 2 decades, subdivisions everywhere, and now the bill is coming due. People who bought at the peak of the boom, 2021 and 2022, paid premium prices for the privilege of being between 2 hot markets. Those prices were based on the assumption that Austin and San Antonio would keep climbing and New Braunfels would ride the wave between them. Austin's correction changed that math. When the bigger market next door starts dropping, the smaller market in between drops faster. New Braunfels doesn't have the job base or the economic engine to hold prices on its own. It was always a derivative of Austin and San Antonio. And when both of those markets cool, New Braunfels feels it first and hardest. If you bought a house here in 2022 for $400,000, there is a real chance it would sell for $350,000 or less today. That's not a crash in the 2008 sense, but it's a painful correction for anyone who's stretched to buy at the top. Halfway through. If you are learning something, subscribe. This stuff matters if you own a home or are thinking about buying one in Texas. Let's keep going. Number 3, the Dallas core. Not the suburbs, not Collin County, not Frisco or McKinney. The urban core of Dallas specifically. And here the story is about condos. During the boom, developers built thousands of luxury condos and apartments in Uptown, Deep Ellum, the Design District, and downtown Dallas. The bet was that young professionals and remote workers would flood the urban core the way they did in Austin and Nashville. Some of them came. Most of them did not stay. The condo market in downtown Dallas is struggling. Units that were listed at $500,000 are being cut to $400,000 and are sitting for months. The sale-to-list price ratio has dropped, meaning sellers are accepting less than what they are asking. The rental market in these same buildings is competing with the massive suburban apartment supply, which pushes rents down, and that pushes condo values down further. The single-family market in Dallas is holding up better, particularly in established neighborhoods. But the new-build condo and townhome segment is where the real pain is. If you bought a downtown Dallas condo as an investment in 2022, you are almost certainly underwater right now. Number 2, Georgetown. We keep coming back to this city because the story keeps getting more dramatic. It is the fastest growing city in the country, according to the census. The population is surging past 100,000. There are $291 million in water infrastructure spending. There was a special election in February 2026 over whether to sell parts of the water system. And in the middle of all that growth, home prices are correcting. Georgetown sits in the Austin metro. As Austin's market fell, Georgetown fell with it. Williamson County saw median prices decrease over 5% year over year in the most recent data. Homes that sold for $450,000 in 2022 are now listing in the $390,000 range. Some neighborhoods are seeing double-digit drops from peak. The irony is painful. Georgetown is growing faster than any city in Texas. New people are arriving every week, and home values are still dropping because the Austin correction is dragging the entire metro down. Growth and falling prices are happening at the same time. That is not supposed to happen. But in Georgetown, it is. For buyers, it is actually an opportunity. You are getting a growing city with falling prices, which is rare. But for anyone who bought at the peak, the math is ugly, and it might take years to recover. And number 1, the city at the center of everything. The one that started the domino effect. The city that proves that what goes up in Texas can absolutely come down. Number 1, Austin. Austin's median home price has dropped roughly 22% from its peak in May of 2022. Let me say that number again, 22%. The current median sits around $430,000 as of early 2026. In 2022, it was over $550,000. That is more than $100,000 in lost value in less than 4 years. Austin had the most extreme pandemic boom of any major city in Texas. Prices surged 50 to 60% between 2020 and 2022. Remote workers from California and New York poured in. People wrote offers $100,000 over asking without seeing the house. It was madness. And madness always corrects. Now the numbers tell the full story. Listings are up almost 15% year over year. Homes sit on the market for over 70 days on average. The sale-to-list price ratio is around 91%, meaning sellers are accepting almost 10% less than what they are asking. Nearly a third of active listings have had price cuts. And in some neighborhoods like North Austin, prices have dropped over 8% in a single year. The Austin Board of Realtors describes the market as recalibrating. Analysts call it a normalization. And they are right that this is not 2008. There are no mass foreclosures. The economy is still strong. People are still moving here. But if you bought at the peak and you need to sell right now, none of that matters. You are writing a check at closing instead of cashing one. The people who moved here from San Francisco in 2021 thinking they would build Texas equity are the ones hurting most. They traded one overpriced market for another at exactly the wrong time. And Austin's correction is now the single largest factor dragging down Georgetown, New Braunfels, Kyle, Buda, and every city in the metro orbit. When the center of the wheel breaks, every spoke feels it. 6 cities, 6 different stories, but one common thread. The Texas housing boom was real. The growth was real. The money was real. And now the correction is real too. This is not a crash. Nobody should panic. The economy is strong, jobs are growing, and people are still moving to Texas every week. But anyone who tells you that Texas real estate only goes up has not looked at the data from the last 2 years. The era of buying any house in any Texas city and watching it climb 20% a year is over. That era was never normal, and pretending it was is how people get hurt. If you are buying right now, this might actually be the best window in years. More inventory, less competition, sellers willing to negotiate. Just do not buy because you think it is a guaranteed investment. Buy because you want to live there. That is the only bet in real estate that always pays off. Tell me in the comments if you bought in any of these cities and how it is going. And subscribe for more honest Texas content. See you in the next one.